Retaining and taking care of our customers turns into more natural sales and attraction as people come to us because they hear about us through other sources. Well, hello there, and welcome to the Direct Selling Accelerator podcast. My name is Sam Hind, and today I want to talk to you about some clever ways to retain customers. Now, we know that getting a new customer, putting all of the marketing and work and promotion and posts on social media can take 6 times more and is 6 times more expensive than it is to retain an existing customer. So why would we go to all of that effort when we've got existing customers that we could be taking care of? On top of that, spending time retaining and taking care of your existing customers also leads to several other things, including third-party validation and, of course, referrals, which are the best form of marketing you could ever possibly have in your business. So today in this Power Podcast episode, a nice quick episode, I want to share with you some strategies to help you retain more customers and have people not just coming back for more, but shouting about you from the rooftops. So let's dive on in. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about some strategies to retain more customers. Now, I really truly believe that many of us spend a lot of our time going from person to person to person, jumping from the person I've just signed up or the person that I've just got as a new customer to, great, I need some more people and moving on to the next, when we could be spending huge amounts of our time maintaining people and keeping them coming back for more. Within our own business, we've had to really pull ourselves up multiple times over the years and ask ourselves, are we putting as much, if not more effort into taking care of our existing customers as those that we want to attract to our business? And if the answer isn't, yes, I'm giving at least 50% of my efforts to retention, then we probably need to reevaluate. Over the years, I have decided that I think we need to be putting in 80% more of our effort into retention, because retaining and taking care of our customers turns into more natural sales and attraction as people come to us because they hear about us through other sources. So what are some of the ways that we can do this? The first is, and this is probably the most important thing, and that is the relationship. But I want to speak about it as though we're going to talk about it like personalized experience. So I want you to, we're going to call this number one, we're going to call it personalized experience. And we want to relate this to what we know about people and connecting to them on a very personal level. Now, think about that local cafe or restaurant that you go to. That you just know everyone and they know you. You walk in, they use your first name. You are more likely to go back to that restaurant regardless of what you think of the food, regardless of what you think of the ambience, because the personalized experience is something that makes you feel connected, it makes you feel wanted, it makes you feel seen, and everybody needs that. You know, there's a local cafe here just around the corner from my office that I love, but I don't love it because of the food. It's too expensive. And to be perfectly honest, you guys probably know me by now. I'm a coffee lover and I don't like their coffee, but I still go in there every single week because when I walk in, they've got these huge smiles on their faces. They use my name. They know who I am. And they get chatting to me about my latest adventures and what's been going on in my world. I know them, they know me, and it's a personalized experience. When I get a table, they put me in a table that they know that I like. I don't even have to ask for it. They know what I enjoy. And in fact, they keep putting things back on the menu that they would have got rid of, but they know how much I enjoy them. And so I will go back to that cafe again and again and again because of the personalized experience. So what are some ways you can personalize a customer's experience in your business? Well, there are lots of them. The first is pay attention to what they tell you. Don't discount little things like, oh, it's my child's birthday today, or oh my goodness, I'm noticing I'm getting some wrinkles around my eyes, or I got sunburnt last week. Little tiny pieces of information, little tiny details, as small and as insignificant as they may seem, can turn into connection opportunities. So let's just use the sunburn example. If you happen to have a product where you can maybe send them a little sample of, or a little jar of some aloe vera, or a really great moisturizer or something like that, maybe you could flick them a little hat in the mail with a note that says, take care of your skin. Have some fun with it and give them a more personalized experience. Show them that they matter more to you than just your products or just your business opportunity. Now, child's birthday, these are little tiny details that people don't think matters, but absolutely they matter. When you remember the name of a child, the name of a pet, the details about a birthday, if they felt it necessary to share it with you in the first place, then it's important to them. And what's important to them should become important to you. They're experiencing some crow's nest around their feet, send them a little sample of something. It doesn't even have to be your product. Just flick something to them in the mail, or send them a personalized message to remind them that you think that they're beautiful and that aging is a privilege. Contact them and touch base with them about the things that matter to them. If they mention it to you, it matters to them. Use it and personalize your experience. Remember, personalizing doesn't need to be about your product or your business opportunity. While it absolutely can be from time to time, it can also be just connecting with people over something that matters to them. So personalize their experience. And this also means as well that when it comes to purchasing products, you're also personalizing the product to what you know about them, their lifestyle, and what matters to them. So if they've given you special information about, their lifestyle or kids, or, again, things that matter to them, it allows you to touch base with them over products that will be relevant in their world. It also means, of course, that if and when they decide to join your team and grow their own business, you're also able to tailor that business and help them grow a business that suits what you know about them, rather than having just a cut and shut method that's the same for everybody. So this approach really makes people feel understood, makes them feel valued, makes them feel seen, and it's very important. Okay, next hot tip I've got for you is exceptional customer service. And I'm going to just say this one matters more in our industry than any other. I was sitting around the campfire on the weekend, and my parents and their closest friends are all retailers or have been prior to retiring. And as retailers, they pay close attention to the service, the customer service they get, because they had to spend huge amounts of time training up staff and, of course, dealing with the complaints that came through when the service wasn't up to scratch. So when they go into a business and they experience bad customer service, they pay close attention and they're ready to tell the world about it. Well, what they explained to me over the last weekend was that they've noticed a significant decrease in the importance placed upon customer service for several reasons over the last few years. First, getting good quality staff has become harder and harder and harder to do. Second, online shopping is on the up, which also means that for our business, there's even more reason for us to give exceptional customer service, because people will come back to those places that they feel there is a sense of loyalty there. So use that cafe I just gave you as an example. I go there because I know they'll notice if I don't show up, and they have invested in the relationship with me, and I value that. But it's the customer service that has me coming back again and again and telling other people about it, because there's no question in my mind. If anyone walks through the door at that cafe, even if they don't like the food, even if they don't like the coffee, and it might just be my taste. So it's just an extreme example, guys. But if somebody walks through that door that I've recommended, I know that they're going to have an exceptional customer experience. And that's really important. So what can you do to give exceptional customer service? Well, the first thing is, when someone purchases your product, as small as that product may be, follow it up. Follow up is key. And follow up doesn't have to be huge. It could be really simple. It could just be touching base and saying, hey, how you doing? But I want to just take it another step further and say, make sure you add value everywhere you possibly can. So let's just say that you send them a product, or they purchase a product from you. follow up with a piece of value that enhances that product or that experience if you can. It might be a recipe, it might be a how-to. I've seen this done in so many clever different ways. But recently I ordered some skincare products from a friend of mine in the industry. And I placed my order and the products arrived, which was all lovely. But in the package, she included a little TLC pack. It had a little tea bag. It had a little quote in there and a little personal letter thanking me. It was handwritten, thanking me for supporting her business. And she even acknowledged, she said, I've included this tea bag, and I think she'd include a little bit of chocolate as well, and some bath salts. And she said, I wanted to give you this little TLC pack to encourage you to take some time out for you. She said, I know you prefer coffee over tea. So this was her demonstrating she'd seen me, she'd paid attention. She said, I know you prefer coffee over tea, but I really love the quote on this tea bag and it made me think of you. It had a little quote on the little paper slip on the outside of the tea bag. And she said, I really wanted to encourage you to take some time out because I know how hard you work. So this was just a really beautiful way of giving me exceptional customer service. It didn't cost her much extra money. It took her a tiny bit of time, but it made the world of impact. From there, she followed up, she checked in, she made sure I was happy with my products and reminded me that if there was anything I wasn't happy with, I could 100% send them back. It wouldn't be a problem and they would give me a full refund or replace with something that I preferred. So exceptional customer service may seem like it's going to be a bit time consuming, but let me tell you, it's those people that get this exceptional customer service that tell the world about the businesses that they get it from. I remember hearing I was looking up microphones and things recently, and I was listening to a little audio that was talking about how to use this particular microphone that I was looking at purchasing. And the guy talking about it said, look, I don't normally recommend one business over another, but I'm going to suggest this brand as being a brilliant brand, and here's why. He said, I haven't been paid to record this, but he said, I got the best customer service from this particular brand, and here's what happened. He said, I went into a forum. It wasn't even a forum. He said it was a Facebook group that talked, was about all sorts of technical equipment that people use for recording and podcasts and bits and pieces. He said, and I happened to make mention that I'd ordered this particular microphone and that it was faulty. And I was asking, I wasn't complaining about it. He said, I was simply asking, had anyone else experienced the same fault with the product? He said, now keep in mind, this was a cheap $30 product. So it wasn't anything that was game changing here, but I just wanted to know if anyone else had experienced the same fault. He said, somebody in that group tagged the brand. He said, I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to name and shame, but somebody tagged the brand. He said the brand got in, saw the post, and contacted me immediately. I hadn't even contacted them directly, but they contacted me immediately and rectified the situation. They sent me a new product. They troubleshooted what was going on with the old one and I ended up with two of the same product. He said, but the thing that blew me away was I didn't even need to go to them. They found me. Now, this is a unique circumstance, I know. But I just want to remind you that you've got lots of opportunities to give exceptional service, but often we avoid them because we think, oh, that'll take me time, or oh, that person's complaining, and we want to avoid those situations. But sometimes they are amazing opportunities in the waiting. So just keep that in mind. Exceptional customer service is what takes you from mediocre or the same as everyone else to standing out every single time. Okay, next way to get people coming back again and again are loyalty programs. Now, your company may have one, but whether they do or not, I encourage you to think about, is there a loyalty program you could bring into play in your business? Loyalty programs don't necessarily need to be expensive. They don't need to mean free product, but what they do is show somebody that they're valued. So a loyalty program can be points-based. It could just simply be that you do something over and above when they get to a particular level. But just ask yourself the question, what could I do that's a little bit unique that maybe I haven't done before? Try and do things yourself. Don't wait for the company to drive everything. You've got some autonomy in your business. So get creative with this. How could you create a little loyalty program? And another way to create a loyalty program is to have a VIP Facebook group where you have special offers and opportunities within there as well. So again, lots of clever ways that you can do that. All right. Next one, very important, is regular follow-ups. Regular follow-ups also critical because we often don't follow someone up till we need a sale or we need to grow the business. Now, I have talked in this podcast many times about my A to Z technique, and I'm going to talk about that again today because I think that this is a great way to do this. You can do it with that A to Z. There are lots of different ways you can do it, but regular follow-ups means you want to be following someone up every somewhere between 1 and 3 months, and you want to do 3 dates before and ask, meaning if you can, you want to touch base with someone at least 3 times where it's not about a sale so that when it comes to selling, you've earned the right to do it. So date, ask is usually what we suggest that you do. So the A to Z method is if you've built yourself a little list, and if you've done my Hot 100 list training, hopefully you've got yourself 100 names on that list. Then each time you sit down to work on your business, you can set aside, say, 15 minutes of time where you just do reach outs and connects with the A's. And then the next day you go to the B's. So this is everyone whose first or last name starts with the letter A. And the point of doing this is that when you do those reach outs, they're now not about selling, because you're not asking yourself, who can I reach out to because I feel like I can sell to them? You're asking yourself, who have I not reached out to for a little while? And you're going through the alphabet. So at that point, it means that you need to make your reach out about something other than product. So it might be, hey, just checking in. I saw that you put a post on Facebook about your latest holiday. Would love to hear how you went. You know, what was your favorite thing about Greece or wherever they happen to go? Or you could simply just say, hey, I haven't touched base with you for a while, just checking in to see how you're doing. But do not make these reach outs about product. So you want to have regular follow-ups to check in and make sure they're doing okay. Now, in amongst these follow-ups, also include your follow-up after purchase. A lot of people never do that follow-up. I can't tell you how many times I've purchased from someone in direct selling, and then they hound me and hassle me to get the sale. And then the moment I make the purchase, I don't hear from them again until they need to make another sale. So regular follow-ups, including a post-purchase follow-up, is very important. It shows people that even though you've now purchased from me, you still matter to me. Okay, last but most definitely not least here is having engaging social media content. Having engaging social media content. When you put good quality content out there that relates to your audience, relates to what you know about them, remember the 2 golden questions? What keeps my audience up at night, meaning what problems in life do they want to solve? And what gets them up in the morning, meaning what do they value, what do they care about? When you can answer those 2 questions, or at least start to answer those 2 questions, you can provide more quality content on social media that they want to go and tune into again and again and again. And remember, value-driven content is always going to be the key. Don't forget as well the little tiny things. The little gift in the mail, the little handwritten card every so often, the thank you or the shout out on social media to thank them for their order. You can also get a little bit creative as well and do things like customized product bundles or personalized product bundles. Again, there are so many different ways that you can surprise and delight your customers, your existing people, to keep them coming back again and again and again. It is not about your product. Don't hope and pray that they might come back to you because they love the product. They are spoilt for choice out there, guys. And they are constantly being hounded and hassled from every which way from competing companies. The one thing you have that most of those companies don't do and don't have is your connection, is the relationship, is the personalization. So if you can build a solid connection, they will never think to go anywhere else because you've invested that time in them. They will come back again and again. They will tell others about you and they will shout about you from the rooftops. So there's a few quick tips in there, and I encourage you, ask yourself the question, what's one thing I can do from this today? What's one thing I can use and implement in my business that's going to help me reach more people and draw them back again and again and again? It's not the things you learn, it's the things you implement. So implement something off the back of this podcast. That's it from me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes. And I'd love for you to spread the love and share this episode with somebody special in your world that you want to help grow their business as well. So that's it from me. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you on the podcast again next week. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us in this episode of the Direct Selling Accelerator podcast. If you love listening and you found that this was helpful for your direct selling business, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also check out the recommended video that's popped up on your screen right here. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.